All right. So welcome everyone. So great to see you all for our weekly tarot read for January 17th to, what would that be? The 21st, I guess, right? So I'm recording this so that people who want to do pick a pile, because there's going to be 3 separate piles that you can choose from, that I'll give you a minute to check which pile you want. And of course, if you love, please share and like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. The first read, though, is a collective read, and this is for all us light workers and all people who are looking for community guidance. And I'm just going to let Laurie in. So it's a collective read for the first part. And then I move into, I'll show you the 3 piles and then you can pick. And so the camera will be down on the table. And it'll, when I actually save it up to YouTube, it'll be in speaker view. So you don't have to worry too much about you being on the camera, because if I'm talking, that's what will show up. Okay. And hello, Lori.
Hey, how are you, Carol? Haven't talked to you in forever.
Yes. Hi,
Nice
it's great to see you.
Nice, good to see you.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to start with the collective read. We've got this nice astrological cloth here, and everything's been shuffled, everything's been smudged and blessed. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. So glad everybody could make it. If you want to put your sound on mute, that would be great, just in case there's something that comes into the microphone. That would be good if you can mute. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to find out the energies for next week for the collective. Spirit, guides, angels, ask you to be here with us today to show us what the energy for next week is and how to navigate this. So first of all, let's look at the energy for the collective. Oh. I like to shuffle them on camera so people can see. There we go. All right. Oh, gee, man. Well, I guess we're pretty much in the status quo of what we had last week. Okay, this was up last week, 16, the eagle. And this is speaking to us about spirit. And I still see the same thing where the eagle is like landing. It looks like he's landing on somebody's head. And it really speaks to me about the crown chakra and listening to spirit and listening to your higher self. And 1 and 6 is 7, and that's also about the sacred dream. And if I look at 16 as an energetic number, it's also all the great teachers and all the great teachers and enlightened ones who have walked here before us as well. And the idea of this change that's moving forward is about unity consciousness. And so I guess there's something that we really need to pay attention to, because these 2 cards came out, flipped right out of the deck. And we had this last week. I'm going to put this like this. So the energy is still, this is the gatherer. And there's a little bit of a different energy to this. This is a 3 card. 3 is about, 3 gives us life, gives things to life. It's the plant world. And if you look at her, she has a bunch of different things that she's gathered all her things have come to fruition. And she's gathered, and now what do I do with all this stuff? We've gathered a lot of information, we've gathered a lot of wisdom, but now it's time to share it. It's time to share that abundance. Okay, so that's what that is showing. I'm just going to see if there's anything else that they want to share about this. The moon still sticks out. Is there anything different? That's pretty much the same. Listening to spirit, listening to higher self. Okay, that's the energy for the collective. Is there anything we need to know, spirit, about moving forward next week? Is there anything we need to know as a collective? What actions do we need to take at this time? What actions do we need to take at this time? Spirit guides and angels. There we go. Okay. Soul retrieval. So it's really listening to our soul. Maybe there's a part of you that feels like it's missing. But I also see that this butterfly just came out of the chrysalis. And there's a kind of a rebirth happening of our souls. And as a collective, that's also very important to note here, that we are actually changing. Our DNA is getting upgraded and we are changing. There's a lot of things that have over the last couple of weeks that are quite different from what it was in December. So you might be feeling it physically, you might be feeling it emotionally or mentally. So this is, we're birthing ourselves in at this time to a new way of being, with Aquarius being in the forefront, with our mind, and it, because that's an air sign. And so this interesting energy that we have coming up next week, which is on the 17th, it's Jupiter squares Uranus, and it's going to be quite there's going to be definitely some interesting changes happening that could be chaotic in your world. And what I keep hearing is to not be in fear and not to respond to fear. And this is going to keep moving ahead until February 17th. It's going to go behind Saturn. So it's going to keep this particular sign together in unison with the same kind of energy. So it's like between the middle of January to mid-February, it's going to be very chaotic at times. And so part of that is, what action can we take? We need to go back a little bit to what our higher self and our soul is trying to tell us. Like, what's your mission? Why are you here? Who am I? Your internal work. Not being so concerned about what's going on in the world, because that is what takes us away from what we should be doing as a collective together, and not focusing on all the noise and the chaos that's happening out there. And the noise and the chaos is happening because of fear. So it's like, you got to nurture your soul. You got to do some self-care if you need to, if you're not feeling well, if your body is tired, all those things. There'll be little clues as we go along what we need to do about that. I get a sense we need a bit of a oracle clarifier for that. And then I'll read what the soul retrieval is about. And what's the bottom card? Oh yeah, so the corn, the corn is more about the abundance as well. And there's something there about harvest again, because it feels like this is going to be a year that goes through these ups and downs. Ups and downs, ups and downs. Okay, Spirit, can you give us a clarifier on the soul retrieval? Is there something specific the collective needs to be doing at this time? Let it go. So that's a pretty straightforward message. Let it go. And I like, because the heart is here, yeah, we're going to be cleansing our heart space and connecting to our heart and becoming one with our heart. The heart is an interesting place because that's the only place we can come from to create community, to create cohesiveness, to unity. Consciousness is about love. So we can't do that unless our hearts are open. So if there's anything that comes along that closes your heart, there may be some work around the soul piece that has to be done. So let it go. I like that. So let's see what that oracle says. Number 24 and 6, and that's the ancestors. If I put those numbers together, 49 is 13. That's the consciousness of all plants. Makes sense. Spirit, 3, physical on this plane. Wow. 6, 7. Nice. Let it go. Went right to the page. Okay, so these will be things that we're going to have to remember for next week. So I have a sense there's going to be some really strong things trying to rectify themselves. Forgiveness, healing, resentment, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story, releasing pain so that you can move into the lesson it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. There are times in life where you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your anger, frustration, disappointments, and resentments. This is not about condoning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry its burden anymore. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. And that can be physical pain. It can actually manifest into physical pain. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cords attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is, you are victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind or speak of it with friends. Rather than allow this folly to repeat, surrender the situation to your higher power. Now is the time for radical forgiveness. So say no to drama in all forms, as I was saying. The outer world, if it's in chaos, we need to, it's not about ignoring it. It's just don't get pulled down the rabbit hole with it. And forgive yourself and others for engaging in it. Consider the ancient Hawaiian practice known as the Ho'oponopono, which was really important back in December and probably a few months before that. So it sounds like this is something that the work is continuing. This simple prayer is a beautiful way to begin the process of forgiveness. I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's based on the idea that we are all responsible for the reality we see in the world. If something is awry, whether it's your perception, your emotional reaction, your judgment, and so forth, it's up to you to clean it up. Forgiveness is the key to a liberated and meaningful life, no matter what method you choose. Just do it. So it really goes along with this card. So I will read that card as well. Mythical Shaman Oracle by Alberto Veldo, Colette Baron Reed, and Marcelo Lobos. is the deck that we're working with, plus the Oracle of the Seven Energies. I call it Baron Reed. Okay, so let's look at this. Number 24. I think this is really important to share, since this energy is getting stronger and it's not going away. So the essence, the heart of sky, is the love force that made all creation possible. This same force is present when you create with originality, when you bring formlessness to form, or inspired ideas to expression. This primal force does not know good or bad. It is up to us to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest. The heart of sky helps us call in beauty. You know what? That's interesting that I grabbed that book. It's not the right book. Oh, that's so funny. But we needed to hear it. I just listen to spirit, I just do. Okay, so let's go back. Let it go. And I read that one, but I'm supposed to be reading this one. Oh my goodness. This has been happening all day to me. I just want to. Oh goodness. All you can do is laugh. All right, here we go. I got it now. I got it. Whew. 49. Okay, the essence. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. That is right. So we do soul retrieval sometimes in healings. It depends if a piece of something that someone lost that's the sense, then we'll bring it back. And they'll bring it back and accept it. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, that self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. So the invitation is, you are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. So an important thing to say with this butterfly coming out of the chrysalis is that we are being rebirthed. So if you've done healing work, don't try to go back and keep digging at the old. Keep moving forward with anything else that you rediscover. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you're already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. The medicine, when did you compromise what you truly believe to be loved or accepted by someone? Think back over your life and find the time or times when this happened. Vow never to compromise your integrity again. What have you agreed to in the name of love that you know is deeply wrong? Make it right this instant. And so, again, it goes back to the love of self and letting go of all those things that no longer work in your world. So I guess that's what we're supposed to be doing for next week. What did I want to say about that? It's going to get messy and chaotic for some things that may not even be what you call you won't maybe like what is happening. Okay, so we know what the energy is. It's very much this: keep doing what we were doing, clearing, healing, letting go, and then getting rid of things that no longer serve you, because you've actually come, those of you who are here today, or even if you joined in to pick a pile, you've already done a lot of work. So recognize that and honor it. Maybe a celebration is needed for yourself. Okay. All right, so we're going to put these lovely cards over here. And I'm going to put the 3 pile. So what is this? This is the Good Tarot by Call It. Baron Reed is the first pile. The Light Seers Tarot is the second. And the Mythical Goddess Tarot is the third pile. So we have Herkimer Diamond, Blue Kyanite, Amethyst. So I'm going to give you, think of your question. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to pick which pile is for you, and then we'll jump in to read them. Okay. Let's start with the first pile. Put these two over here. Remember to only take what resonates for you and leave the rest. There may be a specific message, maybe for somebody here, may not, maybe somebody who's going to watch the video, we don't know, but maybe a specific message might come through. We're going to start out with the energy for the week for pile 1. Please, Spirit, guides, and helpers. Whoa, I got 3 cards to bat. Right out the bat. Oh, the Sun. The 4 of Air. And the Call. The 20 cards. So I look at that as Spirit, Great Spirit. So the energy for next week for pile 1. What's coming through for this is there is a new place that your spirit is taking you to. And it's a whole, there is treasures there about this new path that you're going to go on. Definitely. So it's something that you're going to want to explore more with. Spirit's got your back. This feels like you're just finding a new place for yourself, a new beginning. You're contemplating whether this is the place to be headed towards. Maybe, maybe not. But it's definitely about the path that you've chosen and where you're going. Okay, so that's the energy connecting to spirit. Beautiful cards. Love these. This is sorry, I thought somebody else was trying to come in. Energy for the week. That's the energy for the week. So for pile 1, Spirit. Okay. 8 of Water. Wow. Well, this is interesting. Waiting for the ship to come in. Oh, it's coming in. There's lots of treasures here. Yes. Partly of what you've chosen down the road. The energy is like you're going for the gold. You're going for the gold. Keep following it. The ship is coming in. Something that you've waited for a very long time is actually going to show up now. This could be a relationship, but it feels more to me something that, because the energy is very spiritual, very connected to spirit, and wondering if this is on the right path, They're saying, yes, it is. There's lots of treasures to be found at the end. Not that it ends, but you're going to come to a place in this coming week where it feels very fruitful for you. And you're going to feel like, wow, I'm so glad that I have this or that or the other thing, because this is going on. What are the obstacles or challenges that Pile 1 will have for this coming week? If any. What are the obstacles or challenges? Spirit, guides, angels. Whoa. Spirit, guides, angels. What are the obstacles or challenges at this time for Pile 1? Do they need to be aware of? Okay, we got 2 cards here, which we'll take. Oh, King of the Water, King of Water. So I feel a lot. You're going to get on top of these emotions, whatever they are. Oh, there's more than one. Oh my goodness. Okay. There is going to be a tower moment. So something radically is going to change in the course of action next week. It doesn't have to be anything huge. It could just feel huge to you. It could touch you emotionally. It could touch you like mentally. It could touch you in maybe something around a relationship that you've been waiting for. 7 of Air. That's the other card, and 5 of Earth. So that was like the 5 of Pentacles. But I'm looking at this as, even though you felt without, that's changing next week. Or even if you felt stagnant in where you're trying to go, that's changing. That's really cool. It's not, and 7 of Air is you're trying to contemplate. And what I'm picking up here, there's birds in the air, and then there's geese. And it's like the animal world. Let's say the birds are going to bring messages. That's what I'm sensing. And they're going to help you hear more about your higher self. So that's really great. King of Water. You're going to get on top of it. Definitely go with the flow. Whatever that is. So that feels good. It's going to help you get to this place in the sun. This sun energy is the best card in the deck. So even though this tower moment is happening, Pile 1, Spirit's got your back. So I'm just right there. So if you ask for help, you're either going to get guidance from your higher self, or you're going to get it from Spirit, one of the two. And what is the outcome for next week, Spirit? For Pile 1, what is the outcome? This feels very, this feels very inward energy. This is working on self. This is what the collective read was pointing towards. Outcome. Page of Earth. So you're going to be in a solid place as far as money goes. It's going to feel like that. So something's going to come through in that regard. A message about, could be a message from Spirit, I feel, that a new idea, a new thought, a new piece of creativity. And then we have the King of Fire. So what am I getting from this? And his heart. Your heart's going to open. And then the sun is behind him. And so that's why this card is here. So you're going to be in command, whatever it is. You're going to come over the top with it. It's not going to be that much of a challenge. You're going to feel really good about it. You're going to make a really good decision, whatever it is, whether it's ending a relationship, ending a job, and engaging in something brand new. Yeah. There's, even though it looks like little orbs, which they might be messages, I'm just trying to see, wow. To me, it looks like coins. So when I'm seeing it, when Spirit's showing me, it's like coins. So there's something fruitful, very abundant happening and changing. It also could be related to your health for pile 1, that you're going to find something, if you're having a challenge with your health, you're going to discover something to help heal, whatever that is. So a bit of a, challenging time during the week, but all in all, you're going to come out on the top of it. It's going to be okay. That's what it's showing. Okay, so that's pile 1. I need any clarifiers for that. Pile 1 over here. Okay, the Light Seers Tarot with the Kyanite is next, pile 2. All right, Spirit Guides, Angels, Great Spirit, what is the energy for this coming? Sorry. Keep hearing a beep. Energy. Oh. King of Swords. Pile 1. And 4 of Swords. Now notice the heart here, and she's all wrapped up in the nest. In this bird's nest. Something here, say there's an owl, more birds. Really bringing me to the birds. It's like having to connect and see the higher picture. Don't be looking at all the little details right now of whatever that case may be at this point in time. Also about taking a time out and caring for your saddened heart. If you have a sad heart, if something is not working well, relationship wise or in your world right now, you need to go more within. And that was what the collective read was sharing with us for pile 1. And taking my attention to this crow that's sitting up there, and there's messages. Interestingly enough, there is a bat, or I don't know, maybe it's a flying lizard. See really close to the card. There's death and rebirth happening next week for pile 2. So if you do have some emotional things that are going on, that Ho'oponopono might be the trick. But pile 2, this is the energy. It's asking to be resolved. That's what's going on. It's asking to be resolved. Okay. So, Spirit, for pile 2, what is coming up next week? They have to pay attention to this time. That's energy, but we need to know what they have to pay attention to. Okay. The Devil. So, if your ego is getting in the way in some of your decisions, you might have to take another look at it. If you're saddened by a relationship at this point in time, you need to really look at what the relationship is, because it may not be something that is good for you or is feeding your spirit. So the card with the soul retrieval that was in the collective read is pointing to that. It's pointing to something that's not serving you any longer, pile 2. And yeah, it's wanting to take you in a different direction. So every time when you engage with this energy, it wants to take you in a different direction. What can you tell us about this devil energy, Spirit? What does pile 2, folks? Pile 2 viewers need to know. What is this devil energy about? Anything specific? Okay. Ten of Swords. So what this tends to do is really take you off track. And then you're looking to see where, I don't know which way to go now. It's really a mental, it screws with your head. That's what it feels like. It's probably not a real healthy thing to be engaged with, pile two. I love how the birds are here still. So what I also get is if this is about a relationship, you need to have a conversation with spirit, with your higher self, about what steps do you need to take to move forward and get beyond where you're at. It also could be about a job that you're tired of doing. If it's about your career, if you're tired of doing that work and all you do is think about how to get out of it, you need to hear what spirit's asking you to do to take steps to move out of it. So something here is really not, it's not mentally supporting you very well. If you've withdrawn and you're alone a lot, you need to find your tribe. You need to find the people and community that support you, and start co-creating. Start thinking outside the box and start creating all the new things that we need to be putting our attention to, rather than what's not working so well in the world. But it's definitely bringing you down. That's the energy of it. What are the challenges for pile two? Oh my goodness. There's a few cards here. Okay, I'm going to take them because it actually has something to share. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So the challenge is actually believing that you can start a new beginning. And Four of Pentacles, if you take this action, you will start to feel more of a reward about what you do. Definitely. So even if it's like all of a sudden you decide, you know, I don't like doing this job. I love being of service to people. I need to step into that. That's something they're saying you should pay attention to. Eight of Wands. You can start using your magic of, you probably already have a lot of great things that you know that you could be doing. And it's going to, when you find this piece, it's going to motivate you. It's going to make you feel amazing. It's going to put the yum back in your life. Ace of Swords. You can start having new and clear thoughts. And so they're just kind of showing the challenges to get over the hurdle. And then the Chariot comes in with some action that you can take. So as long as you take action and don't get stuck up here, where is that? This energy and this energy, this is what you can end up having, this really beautiful energy right here. This is amazing to be able to have the Ace of Pentacles here. So there's an opportunity to make something totally brand new for yourself. Whatever that is, you know, coming up with something amazing and brand new, yay. They're saying do that. The challenge is not to be hearing the voices that are saying, no, don't do that. Eight of Wands. I look at that as the throw your magic wand and just abracadabra, there it is. It's almost like that. Almost like that. So what is the outcome for pile two? They kind of gave you the challenge and what the gift was in those cards. What is the outcome? Four of Cups. This is relationship. They're showing this Four of Cups as she looks kind of like, oh my God, I have this, this, and this, and I'm getting another cup offered, but you're not seeing the offering from Spirit. Holy Spirit's like, hey, here's another opportunity. So what I'm hearing, this message, there's somebody with a letter M. I get the name Margaret. That could be a message from Margaret. Not to ignore what the messages that you get from your higher self and from Spirit. Don't ignore them, because there's opportunities there. As we can see, there's great opportunities. You just have to have enough awareness to know where to go with it, when to grab onto it, because it's right there. It's like right in front of you. And you're just like, oh my God, when is it going to show up? But it's right beside you. It's all right beside you. It's right there. I feel like there is there an oracle? Well, I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed to just give an oracle card for this, for pile 2. For this 4 of Cups energy. What is the message for the outcome? Just a clarifier. Well, that's too many, Spirit. Thank you. We just need 1 or 2. There we go. And they gave you 2. Keeper of the Scales. Fairness and balance. So again, it's about that going within. And the Rainbow Prince. Compensation and perseverance. So just keep working on it. Keep working on doing your inner work. We're all doing it right now. We're all doing it. You aren't alone. So the numbers 3 and 8 is 11. So that's a good number. It's also all stars. So you're being what? You're being helped. So this is all also about justice, fairness, equilibrium. So the karmic wheel will turn and justice will be served. It'll balance out, but you have to still persevere. 2 and 6 is 8. I love this because the rainbow is coming down and he's looking up to Spirit. And really, if you just keep doing your inner work and asking Spirit for help, they will keep giving you clues to keep stepping in the right direction. So it's all that's happening is your character, or the ego mind, is just getting a little carried away. All right. Let's look at the Rainbow Prince message. 6. Okay. When the Rainbow Prince appears as your ally, he reminds you about the law of compensation and the law of receiving. After the rainstorm you've endured on your journey, the Rainbow Prince brings you a pot of gold. So like I was saying, this is the clarity about that. It's like it's right there and you're not paying attention to it, which is the result of your using all the elements of your inner light and reaching into the sky until you touch the material realm from one end to the other. This isn't always an easy process, and hard work must be rewarded by compensation. When you align yourself with the energy of giving the highest value, your compensation is inherent in the act itself. But the message here is more than that. The Rainbow Prince says to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms that may have upset your life. Follow your bliss on the pot of gold waiting for you. Perseverance pays off, and your reward will be greater than you can imagine. That's what they're saying, is that you just persevere. Just keep doing it. Don't give up. That's the important part. Pile 2. Persevere. When we have gratitude and we let go, so that was one of the cards in the collective read. When we learn to let go, then the abundance comes in. But that means all aspects of yourself. You have to come into balance with who you are. Neutrality, balance, open heart. That's what it's saying. Okay, so that's wonderful that they gave us that clarity. I love it. Pile 2. Put that back. Nice. A little bit of a challenge with getting out of the soup, but it looks promising. All right. Pile 3 with the amethyst, the beautiful amethyst. Mythical Goddess Tarot. So, Sacred Ones, what is the energy for this coming week? Nice. Faith, nurturance. Nurture you. Nurture you. It's like the 8 of Pentacles, this card. So, she's watering her flowers, and now she has beautiful flowers. So, whatever you've been doing, keep doing that. That's the energy. It's like your nurture, whether it's nurture yourself, nurture where you are. Keep nurturing your heart. That's nice energy. Could be something that there's abundance coming. So, Spirit, what can pile 3 expect with this energy? Sees mother perception. It's like the Queen. Like Queen of Cups. Wow. So, I also hear that there is something about your intuitive abilities that are kicking in. You need to listen to that. Nurture that more. Nurture that more. There's more about the intuition. And so what Spirit's been showing us as a group lately is connecting our higher self. But in order to hear that higher self, our third eye, our heart, and our sacrum area, or womb space, whatever you want to call it, but sacrum area, are very important spots in our whole alignment of energy, of how we work, and listen to what our needs are with our higher self. So, wow, that's really cool. Yeah. Intuition, really strong intuition. So whoever pile 3's, listen to you. You're a nurturer. You're a nurturer. You have a very strong intuition. And the energy for next week is like, really, I'm going to have to rely on that more than ever. More than ever. Because, well, probably for a few months, more than ever, you're going to have to listen to that intuition. Okay, so Spirit, what are some of the challenges that are going to come up? Ace of Fire, Ace, Illumination. This is like the wands. Wow. So there's illumination happening. Something is going to, a new idea, something new. You're going to realize something new next week based on whatever happens in the world. You're going to come to a new realization. The challenge is to hear that. And you might say, oh my God, I don't think I can do that. Like, it's just little old me. It can't be possible. So the challenge is actually listening to what's been illuminated. A realization it's like the fairy godmother going boing, and it magically appears. It's not going to seem real. It's going to seem very not real. Not real at all. So Spirit, please share more about this challenge with the Ace of Illumination, Ace of Fire. Please share more about the energy of this. Whereas a challenge. What does pile 3 need to know to overcome this challenge? Nice. Yes. I like it when they give us little stories to follow. All right. So right side up, we got the Earth 10. It's like the 10 of Pentacles. So what it feels like is that you have many resources to overcome whatever this is, whatever challenge this is. You have many resources. Are resources coming into fruition because of this? It's possible, whatever it is that you realize that you're going to create. And then I have these in reverse, which is wind, confusion. So you're not, you're not going to get confused by what's happening because you have a strong intuition and you're going to know what to do. And the Crow Woman, sacred law. So, man, the birds are just like birds everywhere. They're giving us messages, these birds, messages from spirit. So this is in reverse, sacred law. This is like this might be a balancer of his existence too, because this is an 8 and this is patterns. It's, yeah. So if you've been caught in a karmic wheel of sorts, I'm just going to look this up. There's something getting resolved, like that soul retrieval, that butterfly coming out of the chrysalis. That's something about that. Like, it's not going to trip you up. So I like that. Oh, it was in reverse. Reverse. Crow Woman. Woohoo. Crow Woman. Secret about Crow Woman. Yeah, Libra sign. So maybe it's for somebody who's a Libra. This doesn't read it in reverse, but let's just see what this says. Crow Woman of the Native American is the guardian of sacred law, wielding true justice and the highest principles of right and wrong. Crow is the creator of the world, and her domain is the great void from which all is conceived and kept inviolate. The eye of the crow is the interdimensional gateway to the silence and the great mystery. She can shapeshift her form into anything she desires. Crow Woman is the Libran balance and justice. She honors the feminine and teaches that all things are born of woman. Crow is objective, her reason pure, unswayed by emotional flux. Her form is multidimensional. And as gatekeeper to the other worlds, she navigates the worldly chaos with non-attachment and objectivity. She holds the balance of the soul's divinity on the earth walk. So in the eye of the storm, or in the eye of chaos that shows up, you're actually maneuvering yourself through it with your strong intuition. Through Crow Woman's equilibrium and attunement to perfect order, you are shown to respect your genuine essence in alignment with your highest understanding of sacred truth. Crow teaches you to honor your boundaries and trust the creative void from which all the solutions to your problems dwell. She urges you to shift the shape of your current circumstance, to be in sync with your own sacred nature and never compromise the truth of who you are. Well, that's quite important to note, because you want to keep listening to this strong intuition that you have. And you know, maybe there's going to be some people that's going to need some nurturing along the way, because whatever is coming up next week, not everybody's going to be okay with it. And the great thing about pile 3 is that you're not confused about what's going on or what I should do. Oh my God, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. But really, you've got it. You're connected with Crow Mother and sacred law. There isn't, so you're going to know that you can bring this back into balance no matter what it is. You're going to be able to follow your intuition. I like what it says in regards to your understanding of sacred truth as well. And navigating the worldly chaos with non-attachment. And that's really the biggest thing that the collective read was sharing, was not getting involved with the chaos, that we keep doing our own personal work, because when we do our own personal work, it affects the whole world because we're connected to everything. All right. So what is the outcome for pile 3 for next week? The outcome for pile 3 that's coming. Oh, beautiful. Pele, the purifier. I love Pele. I work with Pele a lot. So she does cause destruction, but out of that comes beauty. And that's what's going to be happening, folks. So we have to be ready for that. And also patience, the wind, patience. You're going to have patience for self and for others. And it's going to be a little difficult. But if you can just go back to that place of nurture, 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 nurture yourself, nurture others, have compassion. We have to keep going back to that. No matter what triggers show up, we're going to have to keep going back to that. That's what they're saying. Is there an oracle for pile 3? I just want to see where we're at to make sure that we have time for everyone to be able to pick a card as a clarify for their personal reading. And I think we do. We have a little bit of time, so let's see. What was the oracle that wanted to be as a clarifier? The seven energies. Okay, let's look at that. It's a clarifier for pile 3. Sometimes when I do a clarifier, it clarifies it for you already. So they're giving me 3 cards. Exposed and revealed. So things are going to get exposed. You know, it's going to be unbelievable, I guess is what I want to say. And you're going to see it for what it is. I see a big eye here. Roots of abundance. So it's a 2 card. This is a 2-1. That's a 3. And that's for life. I see the tree of life in this picture, roots of abundance. So underneath all the chaos is abundance. Feeling the world. And so you are going to feel the world. You're going to feel the anger. You're going to feel the disappointment, the fear, all of it. You're going to feel it. I'm just going to go to 13, again, is the consciousness of all plants. And that's how we can start using healing for ourselves, is the consciousness of the plant world. And she's holding the planet in her hands. So I'm just going to go, what's wrong? I'm just going to go see what's here. Just as some main words to think about. The concepts, sensitivity to the feelings of others. So if you're very empathic, please pay attention to that and nurture yourself. Awareness of the whole world and a broader perception, empathy, overload, and overwhelm. That's what I was saying. You're going to feel the weight of the world next week. So you're going to have to do self-care. Self-care, self-care, ho'oponopono. Because if you are upset and angry, then that's lending to the energy that needs to get resolved. So that's what's showing up for pile 3. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. That's that. So I'm going to end. This is very slippery. I'm going to end the reading and the recording. But everybody please stay on so you can have your own personal card if you wish. And I just want to thank you if you showed up today on YouTube to pick a card. I hope it answered your questions for you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And always remember that leave what doesn't resonate and take what does. And I wish you all a fruitful week. Bye bye.